Today's sponsor of BOPCAST is sodabeats.com, the best and most simple way to make beats online right now. There's no ripping them from YouTube, no stealing other people's beats, getting insanely compressed versions of people's beats that they've used hundreds of thousands of times. You get to make your own beats the most simple way possible. You don't have to have any music production experience, and then you can render them out, download them, and use them for any purpose forever. It's the best way to make beats online, sodabeats.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of BOPCAST. Today on BOPCAST, I have my boy Q. Swervo, baby. So we've had a few returning guests on the show. Q is one of them, and you know I'm even more happy to record this episode because of your evolution. And actually, I'll say this: you said you were going to do something, and then you went out and did it. So that's actually a huge premise on this show, and something that, in my mind, it actually validates the podcast to an extent where you go, okay, 1 year we do it, we wait 2 years, and then we come back and we see where we are, and we're actually doing, maybe not exactly what we thought we were, but 100%, even more so in your specific case. Like, you're doing basically exactly what you said you were going to do. So the way it worked out, we didn't know, but it worked out, and it did what we thought we were going to do. We did that. So, man, I really appreciate you being here. Swervo, investor, trader, teacher. But yeah, if you want to give people just a quick gist of who you are and what you do, and then we're going to go backtrack and kind of talk about the evolution and go from there.
Got you. So my name's Q Swervo. I'm 21 from South Jersey, and I started trading back in high school. Go watch his last video. You'll see the introduction. But from last year, basically, my plans that I set for myself to be where I am now are nowhere near where I am now. In the sense of I surpassed it in a level that I didn't even know was possible. So 2 years ago, when I did release the PDF, and I was looking for, a couple traders just to join my group chat, help me out with things going on. I have one of my best traders here, Jason, with me right now. From that moment, now we have a whole company built. Tiger Iye. Tiger Iye is not just somewhere where you can just come invest. It's a place where you need to have an open mind. The word Tiger Iye actually came from the stone Tiger Iye. Tiger Iye is a stone that just brings out the clearness, your strength, and just being honest with yourself. And changing the IYE, changing the EYE to IYE, that stands for invest your everything. So when you have Tiger, invest your everything. Like I said, it's not just coming here to trade. You're coming here to open up your third eye or whatever you have, missing, and just have a better life, honestly.
So it's for you, it's not just the trading. It's not just the investing. It's not just what people see and what is on such a high platform right now, which is the money.
Exactly.
For you, it's more, okay, let's get these values right first. Then we can make money.
Exactly. Because there's no value. I mean, there's no money if you don't have value. There's no customer if you don't have value.
Or something valuable to do with the money.
Exactly. Yeah. If you just worry about making money all day, then okay, you're gonna be a person who becomes a billionaire.
You have no target.
Exactly. Okay, cool. You can make money for the rest of your life. You're never comfortable. You're never gonna sit down and actually appreciate what you have today or what you did with that $1 billion that you actually did just make. So making money is not the end goal. Buying back your time, buying back your freedom, buying back the lifestyle that you dreamed of living, not that you think of living. So opening up your third eye is the only way that you're going to have access to that.
So what do you mean by that? What does that mean, open up your third eye? What do you mean by it?
Third eye is going to be, for me personally, let me talk for my perspective, being clear, being honest. When my third eye was closed, I was one-sided. I took everything offensive. When somebody told me something wrong, I was exactly everything was personal. And then when I found, honestly, when I got closer to God, I opened up my third eye and I started seeing everything for what it is, not necessarily seeing it for what I wanted it to be. So when you change that realm, especially in the markets, and you stop this personal perspective of what the market is showing you, and you actually just take into perspective what the market is showing you, it actually makes you profitable.
So is there philosophies versus tactics? Like there's trading tactics, right? But is there also emotional and physical, spiritual kind of philosophies around trading? Because that's kind of what you're getting into, right? Because like you're looking at taking the emotion out of it, right? So that's kind of coming from a philosophical perspective now, I feel like.
Exactly.
Where you're like, it's not just one thing to say this is a tactic to learn, when to buy and when to sell.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a mindset that you kind of have to build.
Exactly. It's easy to know.
But people think that it's just, you buy here and you sell here, and that's trading.
And that's because their third eye is closed.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that there's real emotions that you have to handle besides trading.
Mm-hmm.
Trading, looking at a screen, it's easy to press a button. Buy, sell. People know buy high, buy low, sell high. That's basics. But what they don't know is how to actually maneuver through these transitions in profits or withdrawals or down draws or whatever. Let's say you're hopping in a position and you just deposited $1,000 and you're down $300, but you don't have any trading psychology. You're okay. I don't know what to do. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's exactly why you're failing right there. The first step. You're emotionally getting into it. You're already overthinking it. You're already talking about stuff that's not even on the screen yet. So before you even start the trading, and that's what we teach in Tiger Iye, is before you even step into a chart, before you even think about a dollar, before you even thinking about making profits, understand why you're doing this. Understand what you're trying to get out of this, and have a set goal. Don't just make money. That's just going to have you in a loophole that you're never going to be able to catch. And then, you find yourself dead one day, honestly.
So
Sadly.
Is there principles that you kind of put in place then, as far as what you have to do before, like, to kind of get your mindset, like what does that look like when you're coming into the world of trading, when you know nothing about it? What are you how are you talking somebody through that? Like, are you really emphasizing the kind of emotional and kind of whatever you want to say, psychological side of it first before you start getting into like, okay, let's start trading?
Now, I can be honest with you. I can tell you, how all the process works. Watch out for this, watch out for that. But you're never actually going to get an experience until you do it for yourself. So I'm always going to tell you what the market comes with. It's going to come with the BS. It's going to come with stuff you don't even think of. However, I'm going to tell you to open up a demo account. A demo account is something that you don't actually have to risk real money, but you're still practicing what the real market does. And that way you get to test yourself in that moment. Are you actually going to treat this with emotions, or are you going to treat this logically and take what the market has to offer?
It's important you said that, because when I was in maybe like 7th grade or something, I had this computer teacher, and he created a ton of flash games for teachers. Like, he created this huge website that got so much millions and millions of teachers to go and download his games. But he also created, I think it was called like Super Stock Game or something. He had us trade penny stocks in middle school.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that was computer class.
That's what's up.
He developed the software. Like, he developed the stock game just so we could do it, and then he could justify to the school, oh, it's a game. Like, it's computer class. They're learning how to type. No, we're learning the market. We're learning penny stocks. So there was no money involved. It was just us. It was just a game.
Practicing, yeah.
But that practice, like, even that, when penny stocks became, I think 2016, 2017, like, I think they kind of had a little bit more of a
volume to it.
Yeah, rush again, or hype. And when that happened, I remembered back to that game, and so I already had an understanding of it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and starting with, that goes back to your point, just starting with, with not actually losing or gaining any money, just going with, basically a
practice.
Game. Yeah, practice version.
Allen Iverson said it best. Practice. I mean, unfortunately, he was talking about a different situation, but, the reason people get to the top is because they practice so hard.
I interviewed a professional guitarist, and I had him talk me through all of his practice every day.
Mm-hmm.
People think like these people are just out there getting on stage and it's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect.
Exactly. Because you can practice the wrong thing and never get nowhere.
Yeah, you can practice forever, man. Like, you can practice, if you practice 3 feet away from a free throw, that's not going to help you with the free throw. Like, if you're practicing 3 feet away from it.
Exactly.
When you get to the game, you're like, oh man, I practiced 3 feet over there for this whole time. Yeah, so getting the practice down first, man. But yeah, and I think I like, you know, kind of, obviously people have to work with you if they want to, you know, have I don't want to give away your whole like process, but I do think it's interesting what you do. And for me, from my perspective, somebody that's in podcasts and kind of business oriented but not in stocks at all, it seems like you know, at least from your content, that you're taking a value-based approach. And so what is your, say for TikTok for example, first of all, you're seeing a lot of traction, or at least I'm seeing a lot of traction on your page. So from not having much like from just having Instagram before that, like had some people hitting you up probably, but just not, it's not the same. So then you go to TikTok and these are getting thousands and thousands of views, hundreds and hundreds of comments. It's crazy. Right? So what was your initial thought process on when I'm gonna start making content now?
I'm gonna be honest, my first initial content thought was I'm not doing this. Because when I first saw TikTok, I saw dances, I saw, you know, new trends, which I probably should have been in earlier, and I was like, bro, I don't want anything.
Didn't have that third eye.
Exactly. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even really like social media, only because of what the regular social media has to offer. So that's when I was talking to my loved one, and she was like, yo, just try it out. And I'm like, okay. So I put out a few videos, and the first video hit like 13,000. And I'm like, okay, there's obviously some type of attraction here. So then I looked up a little bit more YouTube videos on how to, you know, just grow volume onto your TikTok account. So basically, if I posted 3 videos a day, not all of them had to be necessarily eye appealing, but keep them under 45 seconds and just give out content. Give out good quality content. Do not ask for anything, because the moment you ask for something, you lose somebody's attention. And that's what I had to bring to TikTok, that I'm here just to give out my game. My game is my game. It works for me. It may not work for you. I'm not saying that it works for everybody. However, the process that I'm taking definitely does work. And I'm showing that it works not only just for me, but with the people that I'm putting on as well. Like I said, I have one of my best traders here, and I have a group chat of 40 other traders that are learning the strategy that I built together, that are picking it up within a month, within 2 months, that didn't even know what a candlestick was, let's say a year ago. So I guess the core value, like you said, of media and marketing is just giving. And Gary Vee, one person that you definitely did ask on the interview, I watched one of his videos. He said, give, ask. And then that last ask, they'll actually see, okay, this person was giving quality content, his time, his dedication, you know, he actually cares. And that's what we're about. We're not about, you know, like I said, $1 is just a thing. You can rip it out of somebody's hand, it's gone. You can't rip somebody's value in just 2 seconds. You actually have to break that down. So in order for us to build up that value, that's what we're giving right off the bat. You know, this is what we are. This is who we are. We're open book. That's what Tiger Iye is.
Trust. That's it, because it establishes trust. Yeah. I'm always going to work with the person that wanted to help me.
Exactly.
Rather than the person that wanted to sell me.
Exactly.
People work with people. They don't work with the problem. They don't work with the solution. Mm-hmm. They work with the person. So when I have like 3 options on the table and they're all around the same price range, the person who is the most invested in it, besides the money, is the person I'm going to go with. And when it comes back to what you're doing, people are asking how they can work with you. Mm-hmm. You don't need to ask them. Because if they want to know, they're going to ask you.
Exactly.
And now they already trust you. Now they asked you, right? Mm-hmm. Because they watch the video, they go, I trust him. I'll ask him how I can learn this.
Literally.
And that's 10 times more effective, pulling a number out of my ass, but like literally 10 has to be X amount more effective than, hey, this is what I do, buy this, or this is what I do, this is how great I am. You know, like
I can give
all
you
this
a
pumped up
example.
shit.
Literally, a pumped up shit right now is I am marketing. So a lot of a lot of things that they do base their company off of is trading products. However, a lot of their top trading communities aren't top traders, they're top marketers, which doesn't make sense, because if you're marketing something, you should be marketing a product that you're actually selling and using. In that case, this whole system is just meant to fall and build off sometimes. So
it's
that
the
hype
game, dude. That's
exactly
it. Because a lot of these people selling courses and shit, there's courses that are great, I bet. I've never done a course, nor will I do a course. I'm just gonna pay somebody to do it. I don't need to learn, like, I'm learning my craft. Like, I don't need a course to learn some other craft. Okay? But that's just my opinion on it. But like, all these people selling this stuff, like, yeah, they're actually they're selling courses on how to make courses. So how do you think they made their fucking money? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're not you 100%, you have to do it. Like, you have to also do it. Like, you can't not do it and then try to sell it. It doesn't make any sense.
Like, what are you preaching?
Yeah, well, and the thing is, they're getting them on that. They're like looking at it, they're like, this guy's got this many followers, or this guy's dude, he has a, you know,
he has
they're
this
looking
Rolex, or he's renting this car for this week,
so
or
funny
popping
because,
this
like,
Bel Air
I
bottle.
know, I've talked to jewelers who rent shit. Like, it's like, I know, dude. I mean, I can get a Lambo for like $500, like,
easy.
And like
I can call somebody right now, from New York, right now,
literally. So it's like that, but that's only gonna get the people at that who are kind of who those things appeal to them.
Third eyes closed.
You're gonna take people who want to learn, because all you're doing is saying, hey, here's a video if you want to learn this. But like, you'd have to watch some of your videos 3-4 times before you really understand the concept. So they have to be that. So that's the people you're trying to attract.
They have to be that type of listener.
Man. I'm telling people, this is how you make a podcast. This is how you edit a podcast. This is how you do these things. Now, if you don't, you can work with me. That's an option.
Exactly.
But I think you should try to do it first, even before you hire anybody. Like, before you even hire somebody to manage your Vanguard account or whatever, your IRA. Like, I think you should maybe buy and sell a couple stocks. You should just learn the markets. Like, yeah, so even at that rate, there has to be some learning involved. I think that people, they just want quick shit, man.
That's it.
And that's what they think this is, though. That's what they think your stuff is. Some people, not your stuff specifically, your industry, right?
Exactly.
Your vertical, that's what they think it is.
They think it's just, you know, deposit money, follow a couple signals, and now you become a millionaire.
Watch it go up, sell it.
Yeah, right. I'm a millionaire. I'm gonna retire my whole family within like a couple years. No, that's not how this works. Let me not say that's not the case for everybody, because there are people out there that funded an account, came up very fast. However, that's not the vast majority. The vast majority, 90% of traders actually lose, and the 10% of traders that actually do win, 90% of them take the process to learn it before just coming in and just making a quick dollar. Yep. So learning a game is just anything in life. You learn to crawl before you walk. You learn to, you know, blah, blah, blah before you talk. Like, you learn to do baby steps. And before you take that big leap, watch out before you take that big leap. Notice how big that gap is before you fall in, is what I always say.
So, what do you think about people wanting to learn it, wanting to learn stocks to make money? Is that a good mindset to have? Like, it's not like you don't make money from it. It's not like it's not your livelihood, but it's also the same time saying people have to learn it. And so, I guess what I'm saying is, do you have to be passionate about it too, like the same way you are, for other people to learn, to do what you do?
Let me not say you even have to be passionate about it, because I've met great traders who do trading as their side income. They know the basics, buy low, sell high. However, they understand their third eye psychological level. So it's not necessarily that you have to take this as, okay, this is my new hobby, this is my new career. You just literally have to be raw with yourself. Understand, even if you don't want to understand investing, go look at Tiger Iye. It'll give you an opportunity to look at the markets in a different way. That way you're not just looking at the markets for money, because if you are making money your main priority as a receivement of the markets, not saying you're going to fail, but like I said, you're chasing something that's never going to stop. So in our case, we're using trading as our biggest asset to fund nonprofits, rental properties, even if you want a new car, whatever. So we're just using it as our biggest cash wheel, as if somebody would use a rental property as their biggest cash wheel.
Yeah, I told my girlfriend, I'm like, yo, we ain't renting shit. I was like, yo, let's just buy. It's like we've been together like 1 year. I'm like, let's buy a house.
Buy it.
But yeah, man, that's that's important too, because that makes sense. There's always there's the next level of it, right? And that's what I wanted to ask you as well. Like, what do those goals look like for you? Is your goal right now completely passive income, or do you like the day-to-day grind as well?
I'm too young to focus on passive income strictly right now. I have too much energy, and I still have room for mistakes, honestly. I'm 21. A lot of people don't even venture into passive income until they're 40 or 30. So why not, grind hard in my 20s and do passive and active income, and then build up both. By that time when I'm 30, if I want to, I have the option. So not necessarily saying that I'm going to, focus on passive or active income the whole time, but, it wouldn't hurt to just focus on both of them right now. I'm still young.
And you still have a lot to learn even about what you do.
Exactly.
Right? So you're still trying to master the craft itself. Or do you think, are you pretty have you reached a certain level of trading?
All right, so this is speaking out of confidence and facts and no cockiness, but I'm nice. No cap. Trading is just, at first, it was hard. I couldn't really understand the levels of it, but I stopped BSing with myself. And I opened up my eyes and I'm like, yo, Q, you're going to get this. And it's getting to the point where I can put my team on. And that's the best part about what I do. I can sit here and eat all I want. I can sit here and make as much as money as whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's not going to mean nearly as much if I can see my circle come up. I got boys that are dropping out of college. I got boys that are getting their own apartment, getting their new car just off of trading. Introducing them to cryptocurrency back when Dogecoin was below a penny. Introducing them to Ripple back when it was 17 cents. Bitcoin when it was $400. And just watching them elevate aside me, bro, it's like LeBron. You can be a GOAT wherever you go. But if your team is not winning the championship, what you doing?
And that's the goal.
That's the goal.
For everybody.
For everybody.
Besides your personal goals.
Exactly.
I love that, man. Yeah, so, and you know what we're doing here, too. You know that next, hopefully the next time you come, but definitely in a couple years.
Next time? What? I'm coming here. This is going to be an annually thing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, hopefully, I think next time you come, we're going to be in an actual studio.
No, seriously, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, same thing, though. Bring the team up. Let's have a collective work environment where Q can come if he wants today. His boys can come trade in the computer room. We got the studio, the production studio, too, so we can come in. Y'all want to record a podcast? Let's go. Whatever. That level is right around the corner, man.
Right around the corner.
And that's the beauty of it, man. That's what I love about what you said too. It's like if everybody can't come up, it's not even fun.
You're lonely.
If you're gonna work for yourself, you might as well work with who you want to work with,
Exactly.
Come up with who you want to come up with. If you want to get a job, then you don't get to choose.
Exactly. If you want to be alone, honestly, I'm not even gonna talk on being alone because I don't even think it's an option. You need love in your life. That's not even a question. There's no way you can, even if you love yourself, you need love and
you need the interaction.
Yeah, that's
human connection.
Exactly. That's what we build off of. Is just love, honesty, love, and peace.
You mentioned faith, God. My last guest mentioned the same thing. Actually, he said that. He's like, I have been focusing on my family, on my faith, like all those things recently. And we had a long conversation, but we got into aliens, so I'm not sure if it's going to go there today, but or if people really wanted to. But, what role does that play in your life, like faith for you?
I'm going to be honest, this past week has just been hard for me. I lost my uncle yesterday.
I'm sorry for the loss,
sorry.
man.
Thank you. I lost my uncle 2 days ago, and then I lost my great-grandmother on Mother's Day yesterday. So
wow, man, I'm sorry for both those losses.
That's what I'm saying. So for you to bring up faith right now is everything for me. Even when I'm down in the markets, I pray. Even when I'm up in the markets, I pray. besides the markets, I pray. When I wake up, eat, literally everything I do, I try to do for God and just for happiness out of that. Not even just for myself, because I know even the way I was raised, some of the things that I'm comfortable with wasn't the right way of God. So I even have to discipline myself out of getting out of those wrong ways and teaching myself, okay, if you even want a better life for yourself, you got to realize who's giving it to you. Stop, like I said, stop being two eyes and open up your third eye and realize that this body that you have is a rental. This body was created and is going to go away with the earth, but the spirit that you have within is really what drives you every single day. Because you can break your leg, become weaker in the body, become 10 times stronger in the spirit. And now you have a whole different mindset. Now you can grow your body and your life, not only your life, but the people around you. So having that faith in God is honestly just the core of me.
When did that start? Did you have a higher, I know you mentioned that it's really been helping you through this time, but have you always been, has there been any sort of shift in the last few years with it, or were you kind of always had the same level of faith?
I was raised in a Baptist church my whole life, so I've always been in the Christian community, but I want to say that my faith got strong back in 2016 when my life took a turn. Parents went through their problems. Me myself went through my own problems of just identity, realizing what I wanted to do in my life and who I wanted to be. Was thinking about going to school for college, education. That's before the process. And then after the process of me just finding myself, I kind of just realized that I need a lot of time. And I need a lot of time that people usually don't understand. And that's when I really took my faith to God, because the time that I was asking people to understand, nobody was really looking for or trying to understand. That's when I turned my faith. And I'm like, okay, it's in the Word. If you just read it right there and digest it for what even if you ask somebody else to digest it for you or just try to take it in and understand it, you'll realize what it's teaching you. And it's teaching you that God is within you. So whatever you're looking for and trying to seek from somebody else, put a mirror in front of you and realize, and still talk the same way, but realize that whatever you're looking for, you need to look within.
That's important too, because when you think about it, it's like, yeah, you need this circle, these people that love you, that are honest with you. And then you could also be in a position where there are people around you who love you and are honest with you, but don't understand what you're trying to do
at all.
And the thing is, they want the best for you, but they only know what worked for them. So they can't tell you what to do
at all.
And then when we're in that position where we go, can you help me? It's like, well, I can tell you what I did, but that's about it.
And that's kind of how my investing journey started. Excuse me. Nobody in my immediate family kind of knew the hardcore of investing, options, none of that. So when I was talking about it with them, I'm not going to say they were shunning me or didn't want to hear about it, but they didn't have the best interest in it. So when you speak of, people not hearing you, I felt that's kind of not only just me, but a lot of people in trading themselves. Trading is new to a lot of different families. So when they're talking about it to their families, they don't understand what they're talking about or what their even knowledge of that concept is. So this is coming from a personal perspective. If you are not only just investing, but venturing out into something that you believe is right for your future, stick with it. There's only one thing you could do, and that's learn. You're going to fail. That's inevitable. You're going to either fail your way to the top, or you're going to fail throughout the process and learn what you did. So keep going, even if the world is against you. Eat it up. Use it as fuel to keep you pumping. You take that anger or whatever you got, inject it, put it in your blood, and keep going. That's what I do every time. I see haters on TikTok, I'll respond with a positive comment. I got you. I'll show you that I don't got no hate in me, nothing but love. But I definitely will come back with everything I got. Nothing but positivity.
You actually want the best for them.
Nothing but the best for everybody.
People, you want to take that? People.
Appreciate y'all.
I love comments, man. Anybody, listen, I don't have many haters. Like, yo, I'm a white rapper. Like, I get it. Like, you would think that I would have more, to be honest. But I don't. I really don't. And the ones that do, they're just watching me anyway, right? So it's like, y'all really, like, you're supporting me.
Exactly.
So, thank you. And the people who have said stuff, man, I reply to them, and by the end of the conversations, they're like, "Yo, man, like best of luck to you." You know?
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy because people actually don't even mean what they say. I don't understand why they say it, but they don't actually even mean what they say.
It's just a weird face behind the screen, ready to spit out whatever energy that they received in.
They have some weird, like, this little something that they have to get out when they really should just talk to somebody and have a conversation.
Take a shit or something,
but,
like,
right? Go do something,
for
man.
real.
Like, go for a jog or like walk down the road or something, man. Or
literally,
like do a curl. I don't know, but
I
they
realized
want to take it out in a comment. It's like, yo, you ain't changing nobody's mind. First of all, on social media at all.
Especially if you don't even have any photos up.
Dude, those are the best.
Those are the best ones, right?
Yo, the homie goes like, telling me about all this stuff that I rap, and I'm like, all right, man, just record something and send it to me, and we'll go from there. You know, like, dude, you ain't never recorded nothing in your life.
Exactly.
You ain't never made a trade in your life. Dude.
Shut up. Like, it was this one dude. I had put out. I'm not gonna go in specifics, but I put out a TikTok video. He took the time, and he actually has a pretty big following, but he took the time to make a video out of my video and tell people not to follow me. So I looked at it and I'm like, wow, this is really crazy. And I'm like, this is the first thing I woke up to. So usually I don't like to take in any negative energy before 9 o'clock. Like, that's my rule. So after 9 o'clock, I'll deal with any BS. Before it, no. So 10 o'clock hit. I was with my boy Jay. We recorded the video and we responded to it. And then he started talking back in the comments. He was like, yeah, bro, I actually really respect your game. Like, I love it, bro. And like, yo, and then went on his page and I tried to comment on the video that he made. Bro, took it down. I'm like, yo, why'd you take it down? He was like, oh, no, I don't want you on my page. I'm like, oh, okay. So the more you come up, the more you see it. But depending on how you take it is really how you going to, like, level up, because you're going to see haters regardless.
It's weird that people don't expect you to say something about it. Like, when you come back to them like, hey, actually, this is okay, I'm responding to blah blah's video. Okay, let me explain to you why I did it like this.
Exactly.
Or how, not even that he's wrong. It's just the fact that this is this is the way you have to look at it.
It's a different way, yeah.
And yeah, that's so funny that he took it down too, because in his own mind, like, he knows that he should have never even made it in the first place.
Exactly.
Because, okay, at the end of the day, I look at, like, the values. I'll come back to the values. At the end of the day, what are we trying to really do? We're trying to empower people to learn. Mm-hmm. And to make their lives better. Mm-hmm. So if you're telling somebody one way to make their lives better and he's telling them another way to make their lives better,
that's two
ways. For him to then hate on you, he's actually, first of all, he made a video about you, so he wants more people to go to your page.
Exactly.
If he made a video about
Thank you.
Because that's how the algorithm works, literally. If you have somebody in your video, there's their name on your page for people to go check them out. Then they go to Q. They're like, yo, every video he's just teaching us. Like, let me follow him.
Exactly.
This
real
guy's
quick.
Great.
All
so he literally gave
publicity.
you his followers. It's like, yo, like, you should have just shouted me out and just forget all the hate, dude.
Literally.
Because, like, you actually helped me.
Either help me or shut up.
Yeah, literally.
Because you can't beat me.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not even a competition.
Exactly.
It's like, he can help people, and so can you. There's actually more people that need both of your help than there is
haters out there.
Exactly. And there's actually too many people. What I meant to say is, there's actually too many people that you can even help. Like, there's actually more people that need the help than you could even probably help.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
There's so many people that learn in different ways that it's crazy to even hate on somebody else's way. Because just because you learn this type of way or just because you teach this type of way doesn't mean that you're going to click with this certain type of person. So everybody has their own specific role that you can perfect in. Everybody has their own, even in trading, a lot of people use moving averages. A lot of people use RSIs. A lot of people use just price action. A lot of people use a line chart. Just perfect whatever you have to do and just push. Help. I don't understand a lot of, like, the hate culture is ridiculous now.
Well, they want to tell you whatever their way is, that's the way.
Exactly.
Because I use Pro Tools, dude. Don't use... Logic sucks. Bro, I use Ableton, dude. How can you use Logic? It's crazy. Like, it's just so crazy. Dude, are people listening to your songs? That's all I care about. I don't even care what plugins... Like, it's the same thing with music, too. Like, it's the same thing in a lot of things. It's like, yo, you should wear... These shoes are the best for running, dude.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
You're running these, like, dude, they gotta be trash. Like,
I can't even imagine the haters in music. Like, because there's so many different types of genres in music. Like, if you simply don't like the music, just turn it off. Mm-hmm. Like, I really, like... You can probably speak on the haters in music. How are they?
It's weird. It's weird because, first of all, there's, like, different levels to it. I mean, I guess there's people that are... There's, like, artists who think that another artist gaining traction takes away their traction. Mm-hmm. So that's one level of it, right? So there's an artist level of envy and kind of jealousy.
Yeah, that's like Jersey a lot.
That's like Jersey. Every Jersey artist I've had on here has said that. And you're not even an artist, so you understand. You either understand not being an artist, right?
No, for real.
And most podcasts talking with Jersey artists, that's going to come up. Mm-hmm. Because it's this thing, and I don't think it's just here, it's just we're here. And I think it does happen in other places too. But what one artist explained it really well, and I don't remember her name, but what she said was, every artist is the artist from their town. So if you, first of all, if you try to come up in that town, no, I'm the artist from that town. Mm-hmm. And if you're in another town, well, I'm the artist in this town, so fuck you.
Exactly.
Like,
no
I'm
support.
here. Yo, these are my people. Whatever. I don't care about what you... Not, okay, let's come up. Let's bring it up together. No. It's weird, man. It's such this weird, like, people think that if my music gets plays, like, your music doesn't get plays or something. It's like, yo, we have, first of all, completely different fans, completely different music, completely different style. Like, you don't have to watch this podcast. Like, there's probably, if you don't like this podcast right now and you're listening, like, there are thousands of other podcasts that you'll probably love. I want you to go listen to those because you're wasting your time here then.
Exactly.
So the same thing for music. Like, and so that's one level of it. There's people who, same thing with trading, like, people who have never even done it, who have opinions, and that's fine. I mean, you know, your opinion is what it is. And then there's this weird, like, also, it's not even, I don't think haters are really the issue. Haters are actually, it's probably good to have a good, like, you know, if you have some haters, you're probably doing okay because you're in your own lane doing your own thing unapologetically, so that's fine. Mm-hmm. But there's also kind of an industry that takes advantage of artists, so it's not as much hate. It's actually, they'll show a bunch of love and then try to take advantage of you.
Exactly.
So there's different levels in music, man.
Bro, taking advantage of, I've had a few people just in my immediate circle that, you know, we've tried to come up together, but they got in their own course and just got greedy, I guess, and we just had to part ways. It's crazy. So it's a lot of, I don't want to say shady people in the industry, but it's a lot of people who show two different sides of the first person that you meet. It's a great person, and then when you really go to work with them behind the doors, it's like you want no parts.
It happens in music too, yeah. It's like, yo, we'll be doing this collab, right, or whatever, and then when it gets down to, oh, I'll send you the verse next week, I'll do, you know, it's like, yo, you gotta show up. Like, that's the big thing in any of this, man. You gotta show up.
You got to. If in life, if you don't show up, what you doing? Mm-hmm. Sleeping on the couch?
So is there an art to trading? Like, is there an art as far as, like, a style? Like, do some traders have a certain style? And like, because you mentioned, yeah, there's traders that can do, there's 100 different ways to do it and still make still make money and learn and have, you know, valuable investment. So would you consider that or would you think that there's some kind of art or artistic or style to it?
Yeah. Trading is kind of like basketball, honestly. Like, you got all right, so if I can put it like this. So a postman is not going to move as fast as a point guard, right? So let's say your postman is going to be your long-term investments, where you're looking at your daily, monthly, weekly time frames. Then let's say you got your point guards who's moving quick, agility, every day, blah, blah, blah. That's where you bring into your scalping trades. So the art to trading kind of just depends on how you trade. So if you were to put a style of traders on each one, I would probably put them into 3 categories. You have your long-term investors, you have your swing traders, and then you have your day traders, scalpers. Scalpers are usually going to hold their positions not too long, 5 minutes to maybe like a day max. Swing traders, we probably try to catch positions not too short but not too long. We'll average out to maybe like 1 to 3 days, and then our positions will range maybe from like 200 to 300 pips. And then you have your long-term investors who usually are like the banks. They'll focus on one price, get in at that specific price, and then hold that price until it gets to the next target. So honestly, the art of trading just depends on, like I said, what your style is.
And your goals, I guess, as well.
Not even necessarily your goals, because
so a scalper might have the same goal as a swing trader.
Not necessarily in pip range or a number count, but overall profit wise.
Yeah.
The overall goal in the market is to make money.
And what do you find yourself doing? Are you mostly swing trading, like you personally? Like, what's your thing, like, as far as what you do? Because
I'm trying to run a business and venture out into other assets as well, I like to swing trade. That way I'm not keeping my eyes on the market every day, every second. But for somebody who probably does work a 9 to 5 or does have a strict schedule, they can probably scalp a specific market, whether it be a Japanese market at the nighttime or US 30 in the morning time. So me personally, I like to swing trade most of my positions, but scalping does definitely like capitalize your account a lot more.
So if you were going to start from nothing, like no experience in trading at all, what would you recommend to somebody who has some extra time but doesn't, it's not going to jump into it full time, but hey, like, I want to get into it, I'm interested in it, but I have no idea how to start? What's the best way to go about that?
Learn first. Before you put any money into any markets, learn. Even if you open just a demo account. What we have at Tiger Iye is we have courses online. There's an online course that you can access 24 hours. It's not that much, but with that, you can also get the signals. Signals we offer. However, I don't like.
What does that mean?
Signals is when I'm putting out my trades in a group chat and I'm telling you the entry point, when to get in, when to get out, all 3 TP levels. I'm showing you a picture of what it looks like, and basically you get to decide for yourself if you want to hop in the trade with me or not. So a lot of people will just sign up for the signals because they think it's just a quick money scheme. Get the signals, I'm making money right now. And that's what I hate. I'd rather throw out the signals, give you the course, give you the content what actually taught me the game, because that's just like giving man a fish rather than teaching a man a fish. If I can teach you this game, that way you can take it for life rather than have you attached to my hip because you can't trade without me, that's just annoying. So on the course, it gives detailed what we have, from the support resistance to the different Fibonacci levels to the even our secret RSI levels and the moving average levels at the bottom. There's a strategy when they cross or when you use them together. The course just, even on psychological levels. A lot of people don't understand that trading is 70% psychological, 20% actually just waiting, and 10% trading. You're only trading 10% of the time, because while you're actually executing that trade, you're not executing the trade most of the time. You're literally just waiting for that specific moment, taking it, and then going. So the course just breaks down how to even manage while you're in the trade, how to break down what to look for to even see the trade, how to look for things or exit points to get out of the trade. Literally, the course is all there. Mentorship we have, lifetime mentorship. If you want to get the course, one-on-one Zoom calls. If you want to get the signals as well. If you want to literally just text me at 2 o'clock in the morning, yo Q, what you doing? I'm not having a good day. I need somebody to talk to. Like I said, Tiger Iye is not just an investing thing. I want you to actually just feel comfortable. You can get that as well. Everything is online at tigeriye.net. You'll see the reviews on there. You'll see all the content on there. You'll see all the social media work on there. That's basically what we're just trying to build with this trading platform.
Why was it important to you to do the community aspect of it rather than just trying to sell people on one-on-one or selling the course individually?
Because the value base of it. You can obviously, not you, but just speaking generally, but you can sell anything to anybody if you're that good. But I don't have to sell to you if I just show you what I'm valuable for. I can just show you the work that I'm doing and show you how I can impact your life, instead of you just investing in something real quick and, okay, I'm gonna, oh yeah, I don't even know this dude real quick, but he's getting me money. No, I want you to actually introduce yourself. What's your family like? Where are you from? What's your favorite place to go? Like, what do you do on your free time? Because a lot of the times we're not actually trading, we're communicating with each other what we're doing outside of trading. Whether you're watching your dog, whether you're making music, whether you're making a new art piece, the community is what actually brings the team together. Because that's why they have these big platforms, Baby Pips, whatever they are, Trading View,
Stock Twits.
Exactly. They have those platforms, that way you can go there strictly for trading information. But Tiger Iye is a little bit different. We just want to build a trading community.
Yeah, I like that, because then it's accountability too, and you always have somebody, like you said, somebody to talk to, and just to know that other people are in the same position. Like, yo, I started a week ago, and I started today. It's like, you're not in that. You're not just like, it's not just you.
Exactly.
And I think that's probably a lot of it too. Is like, when people, you could buy courses on anything. You could buy courses on how to run a digital business, social media marketing agency, production, whatever you want to do. But with a lot of it, you can gain a ton of value. You could get certified from Google. You can there's so much value, but a lot of times it is hard when you feel like you're not in that's the one thing about, it's like you're being in a classroom, because that's why classrooms really exist, not just to teach everybody at one time, but just so they have a collective, environment to learn together.
Exactly.
I feel like learning together is so much more effective and better than learning solo. Like, when you're doing an online class and it's just you, there's maybe it's nice that I can do it from home and stuff, but there's something about having your boy in the class that you could just be like, yo, did you do this shit?
Literally.
So same thing with that. It's like, yo, did you catch this? Oh no, I didn't catch that trade or whatever.
You're not alone in this, and that's that was my honestly biggest problem, was feeling that I was alone. So when I started trading, I was in high school. There was no traders in this area. I didn't know a single person that even knew what an option was.
I think you told the story on the first one, yeah.
Literally.
People can go back to it if they want to see that story, because that's a great story about how you got started too.
Exactly. I was in high school. My teacher, like I said, she put me on a Bitcoin at the time. So when I'm talking at that time, I didn't have a community to come to. I didn't have somebody to fact check me or, back me up on what I was thinking like I do now. So being able to provide what I was missing in the beginning, it's just it just makes me feel good. Just knowing that I'm not just out here living a simple life. I'm actually out here changing people's lives that want to change their lives. I'm not gonna just pop up on your screen and change your life right then and there. You actually have to make the decision to get up and want to do it first.
And don't do the course if you're not gonna do it. Don't do it just to if you just want to look at it, I guess fine. But
no, buy the course if you want to look at it.
Yeah,
please.
if you want to look at it,
go
but
ahead, please. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but no. Yes, but
in all reality,
you don't want people that are just browsing around.
Exactly.
It wouldn't actually make sense to do that. It would make sense to watch YouTube videos before you go and buy. There's a kind of a process,
YouTube University.
Yeah, literally. Wouldn't be here without it, man.
That's how I learned
how to set up a podcast. Etc. But I think that's what you're attracting though, man. You're attracting people who are they're gonna get the course, but then they're gonna actually do it and go through it, because that's what you're teaching, that's what you're putting out there.
And being a teacher was honestly new to me, because at first I still have to work on my speech. I know I'm not the best speaker, but teaching was just something that I had to learn people's personalities, because I'm a person that I'm a hands-on teacher, but I'm a hands-on learner. However, somebody else could easily learn, reading something. So when I came into the knowledge or just exchange or, experience of teaching, it really opened up my eyes. I'm like, damn, yo, Q, you got a lot to learn. Because my first few students, they were just like me. They learned just like me. They made the same mistakes as me.
That's why they were attracted to you. Exactly
my point. And then when I got a little bit bigger, I ventured out into somebody who wasn't necessarily the same learner. And I had to, that's what made me actually start my course, honestly. The PDF, the first podcast that we have, I was dropping the PDF. It was very, hands-on. This is what this is, this is what this is. And it was broken down. But a lot of people were understanding the basic structure of what the actual market is. What is the stock market? I know what the candlestick is. I know what the trend line is. But let's take a bigger look at what actually the market is. So that's when I actually created the course in January this year. And it really just opened up my perspective on, you know, how I have to take things lightly, and I can't just be so strict on this one way. I can't just be, you know, this is what I'm gonna stick to. That's not how businesses grow. You gotta venture out into all your customers, and being a teacher really just helped me out with that, into just being more open-minded.
And you're not just teaching, you're also leading. So there's a difference too. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between management, between teaching and leading. And teaching is you're instructing people who don't understand what you know. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to allow them to know it. Managing is everybody knows what they have to do.
Facts.
Let me give you all the tools so you can do your job. And then my job will work well. Mm-hmm. Leading is transformational. Leading is allowing people to learn for themselves what they don't already know.
Exactly.
But for them to give them the tools to do it themselves. Mm-hmm. So you went from a position where you were teaching, and you were teaching a few people who were just like you, so it was easy. Mm-hmm. And you didn't think about how you sound or how you communicate
at all,
and how you give them a feedback, how you giving them feedback could affect the way they take the feedback just by the time of day you gave the feedback. I mean, there's so many different, ways to go about it. And now that you actually have a community, well, now you're going to lead. Mm-hmm. So for you to lead now, it's not that you just understand people's personalities. Mm-hmm. It's that you know how to effectively communicate and hit on the topic or what you're trying to teach each way.
Exactly.
So they might not vibe with this sentence, but the more shy person vibes with this sentence. Man, there's so many levels to it, and there's hundreds of books on it, and so many courses, and so much training and ELP, and you can go really into like linguistics and programming and psychology. Mm-hmm. But that's really what it is, and that's powerful that you have the self-awareness to go, man, like maybe I'm a teacher, but like I'm not a leader yet. Like I have to actually learn it.
Exactly.
And like I'm not either, man. Like I think about that with this podcast or with the content. It's like I'm trying to communicate this all in the best way. It's for
hard.
People, all these different people to understand it and take value from it. That's exactly the thing too. You can tell them a bunch of stuff. If they don't think it's valuable, it's worthless.
It's never going to click in their head.
Yeah. And if you don't communicate it the right way for them.
And one of the best parts about becoming a leader, because I honestly feel like my whole life I was told that I have the qualities of it. I just never actually fit the shoes until I went through the steps of actually becoming one. But one of the benefits that I've actually received of being a leader was just the information of being open-minded. There was a trading strategy that I was stuck on that I really swore. I mean, I didn't swear that it worked. Doing the back test from it, it was like 87%. But one of my best students, Maz, I taught him just how to be open-minded with the market as well. With that leadership and teaching, he took his ears and learning somewhere else, learned something else, took it back to me. I adopted that same strategy, and now not have the same exact numbers, but took my own teachings, put 2 and 2 together, and now from just being a leader and now having a new opportunity, you can make a whole new strategy. And now we have a whole 92%. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. We have a whole 92% strategy that we can come up on training, and it's really just it's great. Like you said, just being a leader has not only just are you giving to others, but you're going to receive something in return. You're always going to learn. I'm still a student in the markets. I'm still learning from Jason, my boy. I'm still learning from my loved one when she teaches me new energy. Stay calm when you're down right now. Just relax. Like, go take a walk, or just open up. Like I said, opening up that third eye, just having new opportunities to listen.
You only get if you give. So you gave and then you got, man.
Exactly.
You actually taught and then they went and used the teachings and then learned and then were taught somewhere else, brought it back to you. That's the transformational leadership, because you actually and then it changed you. You in helping them ended up helping you, right? So that's another testament to it. All comes back to that
full circle.
It's all giving first mentality, and that's where a company comes in, because a company, no person could ever do what a company does. Nah. Bill Gates can't do what his business does. Elon Elon isn't Tesla. Tesla's Tesla.
Exactly.
But Tesla isn't a person. Tesla is an entity.
Exactly.
That needs all of the people in it to survive. Same thing with Microsoft, same thing with Apple, etc. There is nothing, no person or people could ever do what a company does at all, like ever, like to any extent.
No one has the power unless you're God.
Exactly, man. And to also just collectively, the power of a collective pursuit rather than a solo pursuit is just, it's exponential, right? Like, I could get better at something today and I can make a little bit more the next day and a little bit more. But a company can 10 times that, 100 times that, 1,000 times that, as long as they have more people. So yeah, that's why it's smart to create the business end of it. So what was that how was that transition too? Because dude, like, running a business is a lot different than trading stocks.
Two totally different. Like I said, trading is, once you find your way, you can stick to it. You run with it. You don't have to change.
You don't even need anybody. Really,
exactly. You don't need anybody. You can go live in a rock and still have your phone and make your money, do whatever you want. In a business, you need to be open-minded. You need to, and I don't know if this is just a Jersey thing, but we're hard-headed. We don't like to be listeners. We don't like to have an open mind before we have a opinion. And that was the way I was raised. So coming into the business mindset, I had to get out of that. I was never going to grow. And honestly, what helped me with that was trading, because, sorry, I keep mentioning you, Jay, but you're a great trader. I have a trading aspect where I'm very swing trading in and out, and I'm looking at my positions for 3 days. Jay's looking at positions for weeks. So he's like, yo, Q, just take a step back and, just take a different look at things. And just me and him communicating on that type of level on trading kind of just brought into the business aspect that, okay, I can talk to this person this way or this way or this way or this way, and not really have to feel so offended or think about an opinion, and really just relax and just listen to him before you even have. My loved one always mentions this: stop formulating an opinion before you just listen. Like, you're already thinking of a response while I'm speaking. So let me get my full statement out, question out, whatever I have to get out, and process it. Take a few seconds, 3 seconds. Go look at the stars for a few seconds if you have to, and really understand what I just said. And that learning and that teaching just in life and trading really just ups the business aspect, honestly.
Responding versus wanting to learn more, because
exactly.
People usually, everybody's always thinking. That's been the hardest thing for me to do with this platform, is to wait, because I wanted to just jump right in, dude. And for me, that's my personality too. Not that it's an excuse, it's just the truth. That's how my personality is.
Learn through failure.
I want to just tell you what I'm thinking right now. I just want to tell you. So that's been a really good exercise for myself, to wait, understand, learn more.
Meditate.
Literally.
Meditate.
And I do it every morning. So part of my practice. And so as far as building the business side of it, did that change your goals at all? Or did you, because going into this, I don't think you thought of, let me build a trading platform. I think you were just trying to learn how to, you were trying to trade so you can build your life and get out of, and have an apartment and that stuff. Is
Nah, not true, honestly. When I started going into this, I was money hungry. I started off with the wrong mindset. I went into this and I was like, I'm going to become the richest person, blah, 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 do this, blah, blah, blah. And then when I honestly found out what business can do for you, like deductibles, and how business can benefit not only you, but the people around you, that's when I'm like, okay, yo, Q, you really don't have to be selfish, because I was blessed my whole life. I was spoiled as a kid. I did go through some lifelong, tragedies, but nothing that really made a deep impact where I had to change who I was. So I always wanted to give back, but like I said, when I stepped in money hungry, instead of me giving back money, now I want to give back value and assets. And just changing that perspective, honestly, was what bought the business out of me. Because if I didn't have that same aspect, or if I did have that same aspect, I probably wouldn't even be doing this podcast. I wouldn't even be, connecting with other people. I would just be so focused on myself and wouldn't have a business trying to help other people. I would just probably be in a bigger hole than I am now. So I feel like I had to change that first perspective of what I came into the game to in order to understand this whole business journey, honestly.
Yeah, it's not that you even wanted to do business. It's just that business is the best way to do to achieve this goal.
Exactly.
And so you kind of knew in the beginning that, like, once you started doing it, you knew that you could help more people. It was just, in what form am I going to help more people?
Exactly.
Yeah. Am I going to just focus on these people, or am I going to really give it out to the world and let people come to me?
And that's what...
Different. You could do it either way.
Exactly. And that's what I had to decide because with trading, it is... you can take either route that you want. You can focus on just trading or, collecting your dollar, collecting your coin. There's a few successful traders. Daniel Savage is one of the perfect examples. He's all about his dollar. He doesn't give a damn about anybody else. However, that's not the route we really want to take. We want to... And
there's some people that should work with him because they like that mentality.
Exactly, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
They like your mentality.
Yeah, exactly. Some people need to focus on themselves before they can venture out to anybody else.
You actually should. You should get your own shit together
exactly.
first. Yeah.
And like I said, I was raised in a blessed, household. I was following God that I was always the receiver. I was always the receiver when I was young. So I necessarily don't have to focus on myself. I know what it feels like to be blessed. And now I'm blessed enough to pass on the blessings and be a vessel that God has for me. And that's why I'm in this business.
To other people who might not have had those blessings.
Exactly.
Right? And now they're in a position where they have to make it for themselves. And maybe nobody was there to make it for them. And, and you can say, well, hey, lucky for me, I actually got to learn all this and now I can help you. Yeah, that's powerful, man. I mean, you're going to build a lot bigger. Your platform is what it is now, and it's impressive as it is right now. I mean, it's just who knows what.
Thank you.
You could be... No, I'm very impressed, man. And with your social media, too, just like what you've been doing, I just think it's really... You're becoming what they say is a thought leader, because you are actually... When you give out the game... Now, you're not giving out, like... your little secrets. You're giving away stuff that like anybody could know.
Exactly.
You're just telling them from your perspective, right? It's like when I tell people, hey, this is a way you can start a podcast. It might not be the way I'm gonna do it right now today. It's just a way that you can do it, right?
Exactly.
So it actually gives. It doesn't take anything away from you to give out the game.
Nothing.
And yeah, and I've been in group chats. I've paid for group chats, man, when the people running it just dip like 6 months later, bro.
Literally.
And everybody is like, what just happened? Like, what is this, man? So, and you've probably known those people too. And there's those people. And I think people are reluctant because they say, dude, I don't know this guy. Like, I'm not going to join this because who knows, it could shut down next month and you just take my money.
Exactly.
And I think you putting out the content you put out, you are trying to let people know, like, dude, I don't even need your money. Like,
literally.
If you want to learn, come learn, but there's another person I can help if
exactly.
that's the case.
There's a whole world out here that needs help. And if you're not going to be the person that is willing to be helped, step aside because you're wasting my time. And I've dealt with a lot of people in the past that have drawn the wrong energy from me, that I've given a lot of the wrong energy to, where they were testing me and I wasn't even in the right mind to really think about, what am I doing? So a perfect example was this dude wanted to sign up and he was really with it. He's been hitting me up for the past months. I've been posting stuff on my Instagram. He's sliding up, I love it. Like, once I get my bread right, you know how those people are. And then day comes, he's like, I'm about to sign up. And then he's like, but I need proof. I'm like, what do you mean you need proof? And he was like, I need to see like your bank account or something. I'm like, my bank account? Why do you need my bank account? And then, like, I don't know, for some reason it kind of caught me off edge, and maybe it just was a bad day, but I caught myself going back and forth with him. And I sent him a few photos of my trading account, and he was like, yeah, I'm actually down, blah 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 blah. And he actually did sign up, but even though he did sign up, I still felt wrong. And I'm like, yo, Q, don't ever do that again. Don't ever go out of your way for somebody who, not saying wants the extra proof to sign up because they want to feel comfortable, but it's just nagging you because they just want something extra. I'm not dealing with those type of people no more. We're in a not even a business. We're in a realm. We're in a type of energy where we're only directing it to the people who are matching it. If you want to match the energy that we have up here, then we could work with you. But if you're a blood-sucking leech, then you got to dismiss yourself.
Sales, man. You just did sales.
That's it.
And I always say this too. I'm not in the business of convincing people. Everybody, first of all, you buy on emotion and then you justify it with logic.
Exactly.
So if you are in the emotion and not the logic, I can't help you. If people have questions, that means they don't have enough information to buy. And once you've given them all the information you can give them, there's nothing more you can do.
Exactly.
It's now on them to because people, I don't convince you to want to work with me to do a podcast. You convince yourself. I give you everything. I said, this is everything. Here's my case studies. Here's my testimonials. Here's my clients. You can call them and talk to them if you want. I will go above and beyond to give you all the information you need. But at the end of the day, it's, do you want to work with me or somebody else?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, do you want to work with Q or Savage Guy or whoever it is, right?
Because the emotion is what brought them to the page. That was the initial spark.
I hate this job, and
exactly.
All those emotions started coming up, and then you went, here's the price, here's the course, here's all the stuff, and then boom, the logic
pops in right there, light boom. So that was kind of like a new challenge for me in business on just how to work with people who were so antsy about, letting go of $1, which I'm not mad about because I'm not giving my dollar to anybody I don't trust either. But I had to work through my marketing and not my prospecting on giving value. And that was where TikTok came into value, or, up the game, because it was short clips where you can learn something about trading or investing in 30 seconds. And you can go home and really realize and be like, yo, that just clicked in my head. Like, he was really right about that. And then giving that value through that, marketing aspect, instead of texting you through your DM and making it feel more personal, a lot of people just feel more open about it. So they're like, okay, he's out here, just giving out free value, not really caring about what I'm doing today. I could just be sitting on the couch doing something terrible today, but he's still just out here doing his best. And that's what I feel like you and I both core from, is just offering the best of what we have.
And making it consistent. Like, if you see you in a video, like if you watch this podcast and then you go and you talk to you're the same person.
Exactly.
Like, same thing for my stuff, all my podcasts, all my videos. Like, you can't hide on this shit. Like, there's no way I could be somebody else on
Nowhere.
here. Like, it would be so hard for me to do that it would be impossible.
Exactly.
And so I think that's a lot of it too, where people are out here, kind of like portraying an image, and then when you actually go to them, they're trying to like sell you on a bunch of stuff, or like they don't seem genuine. Like, if you get that type of vibe, then get out of there. It's just like we maintain the consistency, like from TikTok to Instagram to talking to you on the phone or on Zoom. Same cue. Same cue, dude. All
the social medias, I feel like, connect with each other because, like you said, if you're this type of person on Instagram and they go over to TikTok and then you're a whole different type of person, you're displaying a whole different type of energy, well, at least for me, that's a flag. That's red warning, and I can't even vibe with that type of person. So
and people are gonna verify you too.
Exactly.
Man.
So honestly, I don't even care about verification. That's like I said, I don't care about social media.
Oh no, I'm not saying like the check mark. I'm saying like people will verify that. They'll go stalk all your shit before they work with you. Like, if they see some shit on Facebook, they're like, "Yo, my community just made me $9,000 or whatever." Like, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit," but he's trying to sell us on Instagram, but on Facebook he's flexing or something.
That's real shit.
Yeah.
So just staying, like you said, staying consistent to who you are. And even beside, Gary Vee he's a perfect example for this. He said he can't wait until social media is just like not a thing, where he doesn't have to use it in order to promote what he's doing. And I'm kind of like the same way. Like, I don't necessarily want to be out in the open. However, I know what I'm doing right now, and I know what I'm learning is valuable to anybody. Not everybody, but anybody. So if I can take that time to condense this 30-second video into, a valuable piece of content that you'll take with you, why not?
I will say this about Gary Vee, because I speak about him so much on this podcast that I won't say anything further than this. But if you're still watching Gary Vee, you don't get it. All I'm gonna say. And you know how long it took me for me to learn that? 7 years of watching Gary Vee. So for people who are still watching him, you'll one day you'll be like, oh.
I love Gary Vee.
It took me 7 years. It took me meeting him in person and shaking his hand and talking to him for me to understand that. So, you know, and I still love him. I might, you know, watch some stuff just for entertainment purposes, but you know, that's he's got his strategy is fucking go do some shit.
No,
you know?
shit. At what age did you feel like you were able to just speak to anybody? Because I feel like you were always that personality. Like me, I feel like I had to grow into that, you know, person where I could not necessarily be shy, but I couldn't talk to you about just anything. Like I actually had to, you know, talk to you for a few weeks or whatever. Like, were you always like that, or?
Yeah, I just, you know, I'll credit like my dad with that too, because he would just be the type of he would be like, I'm just gonna go like talk to that guy, and then I'd have to like wait for him to stop talking to this guy for me to like leave the place, right? and he like never was scared to talk to anybody. So, but for me, like I was always like that, whether it was probably a little nature, a little nurture.
Yeah.
But my personality just grew like that too. I'm not sure if it was all because of him, but probably at least partially. And I've always been the type of person, like I'll just talk to somebody like random, like I don't have to know them, and they will actually start telling me stuff about them without me even asking. So
Gotcha.
I don't know, something about, like, I don't know, I kind of just got, like, lucky, I guess, a little bit, or maybe it was just the energy that I was just putting out towards people, but I'm genuinely interested and curious. It's not, like, I'm not faking it at all.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to channel it so it can be effective as far as podcasting and value goes, because I can ask, like, I can just freestyle it all, but if I don't have, you know, principles and things like, you know, if I don't learn the power of conversation or the art of conversation, then it's kind of worthless, you know, because you have to be able to translate it too. But yeah, I really was kind of always like that, but I just I learned from some really great interviewers how to channel it.
Nice.
And, yeah.
Like,
Still
me,
learning.
Yeah, like me, I'm learning. This is just an everyday process with that. Still, like I said, I still have to work on how I talk. I really feel like I wasn't even comfortable with, you know, speaking to a random stranger until I got into probably like T-Mobile, honestly. So it would just be like random customers, you know, you got to offer the best of the value for the best customer. And it kind of like put me in a boat that I wasn't really comfortable in, but you had to be. And it's funny how life puts you in like situations like right now, how I'm running a business, you know, talking to everyday people, but life already knew that was coming, and how it placed me at T-Mobile and, you know, made me practice the everyday things in order to be ready for this situation. So I personally love the learning lesson of just talking to people and doing these podcasts, because I'm still not 100% comfortable. Like, I'm still not going to say like on edge, but 80% relaxed, you know, 90% still working on just how to be 100% relaxed with anybody, you know, up front, until they actually show me something till I have to put a guard up.
Yeah, that's it's some people are naturally better at it than others, and
Facts.
You also just every time you do it, you get better. So like every podcast you do, and you know, I'd love to see the Tiger Iye podcast happening, man. Like, I'd love to help you set that up if that's something you're interested in.
I definitely will.
At some point. But I think, you know, I think you'd be great for it. And for me, when I was 17, I started DJing, and it was me and my friends. Shout out to Ethan Libros, and he had the equipment, and he was on my soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
He came to me. He's like, "You do music. You're like, you know, like how you are. Do you want to DJ?" And like MC and be on the mic. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I'll just do it. He's like, you have a license, so you have to drive. I have the equipment, okay? Like, you do the mic and you drive, and I'll bring the equipment and DJ.
Fair.
So I said, all right, bet, let's do it. So we start doing gigs. We like, you know, some gigs went terrible. I've told this on podcasts before too, but like, just our experience, like, we had no idea that how bad we were, but we also didn't know. It was just we just didn't know. Like, we just had no limitations. You know, it's like a 6-year-old skiing down a ski hill. They just don't. They're not scared. They have no fear. And so we were kind of like that. Yeah, like now we're like, oh, my hip and my knee and shit.
I promise you.
Yeah, and so.
Can I actually tell you a funny skiing story?
Go for it.
So me and my loved one, right before the pandemic, right? went skiing. Thought it was a beautiful trip. You know, we're driving down the mountain. We're looking to the left of it, and it's huge. You know, nice mountain up in the Poconos. So we've never been skiing before. Never been on a ski lift. Never even put our feet in on the connected to the snow, something like that. So we get on the skis and we're actually falling in line, like actually stumbling. So we're like, all right, bet, yeah, this about to be fun. We get on the ski lift up top. It's like a little slope hill. We couldn't even get down the slope hill. So after you get down the slope hill, then the ski part starts. Bro, let me tell you, we fell like 10 meters down, didn't get back up, called the emergency. They had to pick us up in the lift and drag us all the way back down. When we got to the bottom, right, we thought it was full cooling over. Yo, let me tell you, I had a ski. It was all right, so it was like an open lane. It was a lot of space. I'm going down the ski lift and I'm going fast. I'm like, all right, the exit's right there. I'm about to go. I'm about to dip. So me not thinking that, you know, the smaller you get, the faster you go, I crouched down going faster. Yo, one of my foots had turned in front of the other, clipped it. Yo, I like bit through my lip, chunked it through. Yo, it was just like the worst day of my life. And it was her birthday. Oh. So, yo, just driving back home with a bloody lip, headache. She had like bruised her lip or her rib. And then we had a hotel room that night. Didn't even feel like doing nothing. So that ski trip, I just, for any person that doesn't or hasn't been skiing, don't ever go.
Go, but just go with people who know how to ski.
Exactly,
do not try to ski for the first time, not knowing how to, never have skied before. You have to go with people. First of all, what I always recommend is just pay for a lesson.
Yes.
And
we skipped the lessons too at the beginning.
No, you pay for a lesson. It's like an hour tops, and then you can ski the whole day. Like it's just once. Basics.
Exactly.
The market.
Practice.
You're not training if you don't understand the market.
Exactly.
You're not skiing if you don't know pizza and french fries.
Exactly.
That's how it is. That's skiing. That's so funny, man. And think about, and so you went to what, Camelback Blue?
Bro, I don't know what it is. I kind of try to forget that moment every time.
Blue, yeah. So close to here, pretty close to here. Like 35 minutes from here for me to get on the ski hill. Yeah, the ones you went to were close to here.
Oh, I need to leave.
Yeah, right. They're coming in. You see those hills? You get PTSD off the hills. Yeah, man, that's so funny though because you know, and there's something about where you go, you know, oh, I can do it. Like, nah, like something about being a beginner again, man. And giving that gave you humility. So another instance of humility where when you go, oh man, I can ride a bike, I can totally skateboard. You start a skateboard,
bloop.
Yep,
bloody
you're down. Whatever it is.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Same thing. Nah, dude, doesn't matter. You rode a bike for 10 years.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. You're starting at the beginning again. And I think that's such a valuable thing, man. I think that type of adversity where you go, I have to learn how to do this again. I got to learn how to start.
Bro, I love it because it humbles you. And that's one of the best things, honestly, about the markets is that I've been trading for 5 years, but I'm still learning new ways to how to better myself. And like I said, Jason, he still teaches me, you know, yo, Q, take a bigger perspective. I'm still learning or looking at new ideas on how to, you know, make it more simple. I still don't think you can ever trade 100%. And that's just kind of who I've been my whole life is just go through it and fail your way to the top. You know, I'm like I said, never trying skiing again, but trading, I understand. But like you said, you may have 10, 15, 20 years of experience, but you're always going to be humbled by the basics if you don't follow them. And that, like you said, it's a great learning experience even in life. And once you take that aspect, not even just in trading, but even in driving, podcasts, music, whatever you do, I love it, honestly.
Yeah, it's good. I love starting back again and doing, it's not, I almost don't want to start new things sometimes because I have like too many things that I like. Like that's my issue. Like I want to do so many different things. Like I don't have time to even, like I love fitness. I love working out. Like it's something that I've been passionate about for a long time. But like sometimes it's like I'm just more passionate about doing this business right now. So I'm staying up and I'm just doing that till I fall asleep. You know. So it's like, yeah, it's great to be a beginner again. But then like if you start to get into something, then it's like, oh man, now I gotta make time for this.
Yeah, literally, you gotta adjust your whole time.
And that's when it comes back to like all those priorities, man, and learning to say no, which is a huge thing, and probably something now as a trader versus a business owner, that's something I bet you learn too. Where when you're like, for me, like listen, like I'm not we haven't made $1 million yet, but I am the founder of my company. But even if we're not a huge company, which we're not, we're a small business, but still, people are still emails every day of, can you do this? Can you do that? Messages, can you appear here? Do you want to join this? Yeah, and learning to have rules. And also comes back to to relationships too, which is something that has been super hard for me too, to be like, I almost have to make rules for like things in my life, as just to know, like, all right, no, that time's blocked out. That's an automatic no for this.
Seriously.
And because when you're young and you're starting, you want to say yes to everything. Because it all looks like a great opportunity, and you don't want to miss anything. It's the fear of missing out. FOMO, yeah. Like, there's people who want opportunity, who are trying so hard to get it, who don't have much, and there's other people. There's other people who got to a point where you have almost so much opportunity that you couldn't even capitalize on all of it, because you wouldn't be able to give your full energy to 7 different things.
Exactly.
Like, you can really only do 3 or 4 things at one time.
And that's what I'm still learning in the process of, because when I first learned about, that you can be an entrepreneur and work for yourself, I wanted to get all those 7 assets right then and there.
Get 9 passive incomes,
exactly.
Right?
Get 9 next year, and I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to be set for life.
Yeah.
And then, when you actually try to do it, I kind of love that I have that eagerness to me, but like you said, the basics always set you back, where you have to learn what you're doing in that process. And trading, not going to say was a bad thing that I learned for 5 years, because everything in my process that I did learn, I feel like I've made every wrong turn during that journey, that now I can tell you what not to do and put a warning sign in front of you, okay, not to go there, or stay away from this. And I'm still going to be learning that when I venture out to real estate or podcasts or other marketing, like producing or whatever it is. So just taking a step back and kind of just like realizing that we're still young is a beautiful moment, because like I said earlier, we have room for mistakes, not so many mistakes that we can really mess up our life, but we can hiccup and still recover from that and have a still very strong, successful life in the near future. So having this failure, I don't want to say failure mindset, but having the mindset that you can get
trying new things mindset.
Exactly. Having the mindset that you can get through anything through failure is probably one of my strongest things, I feel like.
And if you don't try it, you're never gonna. That's what I've been saying, like, on every single podcast, and it's like I'm a broken record. But just trying new things, because
Literally.
That's not something we've really been taught to do, which for some reason they want. It's like, okay, do a sport, but like, okay, now you're doing that sport. Like, don't do this other sport. Like, you're doing this sport. So okay, what's your major? Well, that's your major.
Don't venture out to this.
Like, this is what. So everything that we have to do is like, you can only do this, and there's no time for like messing around and trying
at all.
And yeah, that's why I try to like, listen to podcasts and really listen to music that I don't know anything about. And it's just kind of that mind and then travel, right? And that's really where the other portion comes into it. I don't have the luxury yet, only because I'm diverting those funds to growing other things. But I'm setting up this life, and you're probably doing the same thing, where we'll be able to go once every 3 months, like just go somewhere, or
every
whatever.
3 months, what?
Yeah.
If I want to leave tomorrow, close the laptop and we're out.
Even better.
Exactly. Like, that's what trading honestly brings the opportunity of, where you can be somewhere in the world on vacation and still have the opportunity to make your money. You don't have to be at home, or you don't have to be in an office. You can be you can be in church, praising the Lord, doing the same thing, hopping in the trade real quick. Like, you can be wherever you want, and having just that freedom of, like I said, closing the laptop and leaving your problems today, and, not having to sit in them and focus or think about them somewhere else, just, like I said, just brings peace to life. And peace, love, and positivity is all we bring. Like, I keep preaching this to everybody.
So what's next for you, for Tiger Iye, for the business? Like, what's on the horizon? I'm not talking 10 years, but
no, I got you.
Yeah, that next goal that you're looking towards.
Honestly, my biggest goal is to focus on the next customer. I don't really I try not to. I do set goals for like 5 years, 10 years, or even 5 months, but I try to take it day by day, and that's kind of what business is. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna. Yes, last week was worse than this week. 2 months ago was way better than this month. So every day I'm just trying to do my best, trying to produce the best that I can and put out whatever I can. But as far as next, I want people to be able to have their own leg in Tiger Iye. I'm building really a strong team that they can call out their own trades. They can make their own money while I'm asleep. Like right now, I'm taking a lot of time, personal time, just due to the fact that all this family stuff is going on. But it's not like I'm, absent from the group chat. I'm still tapping in with the traders, and it's not like anything has changed. Everything is still flowing. Everybody's still hosting Zoom calls. Everybody still has their profits coming in. So I want to be able to put somebody else in my shoes, basically, and show them, not only the next customer that signs up, that yes, you can make money in this, but you can open up a new lifestyle, but you can also help other people the same way I'm doing it. Excuse me. Moses was not a good speaker in the Bible. However, he was one of God's strongest, prophets, or people that just spoke his word. So I want to take that same perspective and put it into my shoes, that you don't have to be the best trader, you don't have to be the best teacher, you don't have to be the best talker. However, you can spread this same knowledge because it's not hurting you. And that's kind of really what I want to bring to the mass. Okay, so if I can talk about how trading has blew up in the past few years, it's blew up because of people thinking it's, a fast get money quick scheme or whatever. But like I said, if we can take the energy that we're putting into trading and into our everyday lives and just focus on what we're doing, not only are you just going to get the dollars, but you're going to be happy even if you're broke. You're going to be happy even if you're middle class. You're going to be happy even if you're rich. And the biggest problem that I'm trying to fix is happiness. You see too many people that are rich that, sadly just either don't live too long because they ended too short, or even just live in a depression. And everybody knows that money, let me not say this, money can buy happiness, but it's what you do with the money. And if I can get you that money in a simple way and also show you how to open up your eyes, then I did my job.
What's the worst advice you've ever gotten about trading?
To stop, honestly. I was probably having like a bad month. It was a person in the group chat, and they were like, "Yo, Q, why are you even trading anymore?" Blah 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 blah. And I said, "Yeah, I know it's probably a bad month, but traders have that. Everybody has an up and down in their career. So the worst advice to me was just ever to stop what I'm doing. That was literally not that I'm saying that I changed my viewpoints on that person, but I kind of just backed up on, anytime they needed an immediate question, I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. It wasn't my first opinion. So, because I kind of felt the connect. So, I'm not really too big on people against us. So, yeah, I'm really kind of just talking too much, having a lot of brain farts. But, yeah, people just telling me to stop. Y'all got to stop that. There's so many people I can think of in my head.
Yeah, the only reason I asked that question is because I like to make to-do lists, but I also like to make not to-do lists too. So I think it's good to hear what's your advice to do this, but I think it's also good to hear what's the worst advice, because you've been able to live that worst advice. So I appreciate you saying that, because it's trading. I traded, I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So many people that I know that started trading stopped. Most people that I know that have ever done it stopped. I just know it's not for me, but I know I had to do it to know. I had to do it for 3 months, 6 months. Some people, they do it for a week, and I thought I was still in it at month 3 every day, doing mostly day trading, a little bit of swing trading. Kind of tried both. Just knew I do my own shit.
Yeah.
But if somebody would have told me that at month 1, maybe I would have just stopped, like maybe, so I don't know, man. So that's why I think it's valuable to, kind of let people know, like, cause you've been through it, man. You're like you said, 5 years, man, lot that you've learned, a lot of lessons that you've learned. And if you could save somebody a lesson and have them know it, have them be able to learn it from you vicariously through what you've done, that's pretty valuable. It's not the same, but it's still valuable.
So, like I say to a lot of people, trading is not for everybody, but it's for anybody. So try it. Don't change whatever your daily structure is for trading, but adapt to it. If it can work for you, definitely let it, and definitely just stick to it, because it's not easy. It's just like learning a language. It's a number language that you have to pick up on, not in a specific time, but you have to give it time to learn. So if it's not for you, that's not a problem. Literally, don't do it. Whatever is for you, stick to it and perfect it. However, don't expect trading to be easy. Don't expect to just pick this up on, day 1, day 2. You might pick it up in month 2, month 3. However, it's not something you could just hop right into and just start tomorrow.
As far as people wanting to learn more, is it TigerIye.com, or what is that?
TigerIye.net.
.net. Yep.
.net. The Instagram
and that's
is
TIGERIYE.net.
Correct. And
we'll have it. Thanks, Brandon. We'll have it. We're gonna have your
shout out to Brandon. He's
straight up. Shout out to B dude. He's gonna have a little
MTV. Y'all need to hire my man B. I'm putting it out now.
He already did. They already did. So that's why we can't. That's why I can't work with him on the daily, son. B, if we gotta edit that, let me know. But
got the heat cooking.
So yeah, and what's your Instagram and your TikTok?
Instagram is at tiger.iye. TikTok is tiger.iye, or just look up hashtag Tiger Iye. You'll definitely find it under there.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you need to get in contact with me, just go to the website, scroll all the way down on the homepage. It'll actually send a personal email to my Tiger Iye, and it'll drop your phone number. I'll send you a text message, or I'll call you, whatever one you like, and you can literally get started today. That's what I always tell people, is just get started today. You don't have to pay anything. We have a free group chat that you can start with, even if you just want to get like some free tips on what a candlestick is, even if you want to get some free signals, we have that too. But just start, just see if it is for you. That's it, and then we go work from there.
Principle number 1. Get started.
That's it.
Thank you, Q Swervo, for another great BOPCAST episode. I appreciate you being here. I'll do my end spiel as always, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of BOPCAST. It's BOPCAST on all podcast platforms, even the ones nobody uses. You can find me, information about everything, show notes, sullybop.com. SULLYBOP, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for another episode. And Q, thanks for being here, man.
Q Swerve. Appreciate you, bro. Always for your time. I love being up here. It's just a beautiful time talking about what we do, what we love to do, and how we love to spread our energy. That's all. Peace, love,
thanks for making the trip. Appreciate it, man.
Love
it's another pod, baby.